before we talk about the state of the black media, we should talk about the state of media.
Right.
I stopped being a consumer of breaking news in 2015 or 2016 when Donald Trump was running for the US presidency, because the news were simply following this guy who was running in the primaries and reporting on what he was saying, which was arrogance and ignorance and hate. And it was so bad that we could not, it seemed to me like journalists could not begin to explain or bring context to any significant news story, because their attempts to describe things and to bring context and information to the public would be interrupted by a Donald Trump tweet that they would feel they had to cover because it was news, right? And it was so bad that one of the programs that I listened to it's an NPR weekly news program, they had to start to put a caveat at the head of their program that says, this is a weekly news program. It's not designed to be doing breaking news, but to analyze the week's events. But because they weren't jumping to the latest tweet, they had to put a caveat on their news that said, the news is rapidly changing. And if you want to keep current on the news, we'd encourage you to refer to our news station. This information has, so they had to apologize and explain to the listener that if you don't hear the tweet that happened 30 seconds ago, it's because we're actually trying to do journalism here. Right? That's the state of journalism. That people who are trying to do real journalism have to apologize for not simply reacting to or repeating for you the latest tweet from the latest crazy guy who thinks he should occupy the airwaves. Now, if that's the state of journalism generally, then where is the space for in-depth, thoughtful articulation and contextualization of the Black experience in North America? It's non-existent. There's no space for it. If we're chasing people like a Donald Trump for their latest tweets, there's no space for our stories.